Good morning. Welcome to Arts at a Distance. My name is Miss Noel. I'm the Arts Education Consultant with Merced County Office of Education, and I am here with you on this Theater Thursday to talk a little bit about the fact that I know that even though you may have people around you, it is important during times like this to make sure that we have the ability to kind of entertain ourselves and work within our own personal sphere, because there's going to be times where you really want to play and there aren't going to be people who want to play with you necessarily. If they're grown-ups, they might be working. If they are younger siblings or older siblings, they might have their other things they want to be doing and pursuing. And so we want to make sure that you are fully prepared to do what it is you want to do without necessarily not bothering, but without necessarily involving anyone else around you, okay? And there's some games in theater that are really, really good for big groups, but are also really, really good to do by yourself, just as brain work, just as things to keep you busy for a time frame, and we're gonna go over them right now. Now, a lot of these games are ones that I've used as warm-ups in the past in any of my theater classes, or that I've kind of pulled from various other people's warm-ups, but because we're gonna use them as the meat of our lesson, we're not gonna warm up with them. The only thing you need today is a little bit of space and the ability to listen and talk back with me and work with me. We don't need anything else for today's lesson, okay? But in order to get ourselves ready, we're gonna warm up just a little bit by rolling our shoulders to start with. Go ahead and roll those shoulders back for me, up and back and down, and then forward again. And then we're gonna change direction and roll them forward. Forward with the shoulders, good job. This will loosen up your back and your shoulders and your neck a little bit. And then we're gonna do that fun thing that works out our brain where we roll our right shoulder forward and our left shoulder back. Awesome. This feels so difficult, right? I promise it gets easier. And switch left shoulder forward and your right shoulder back. Very nice. Good. And switch. And switch. Awesome, thank you. Go ahead and shake out your right hand. Shake out your left hand. Shake out your right foot. Shake out your left foot. And put your hands together. Give them a nice rub so that they're nice and warm, and then go ahead and put them on your jaw. And we're gonna loosen up our jaw. I know it sounds ridiculous and like total nonsense, but when your jaw is loose, your brain works better. I swear this is the case. You're gonna go ahead and loosen your jaw, shake out your face a little bit. See, I don't mind looking silly in front of you guys, so I hope you don't mind looking silly in front of me either. Go ahead and shake out your face again. And then we're gonna squish our face nice and tight and tiny like a lemon. And then make it big and wide like a watermelon. Bah! Lemon face. Watermelon face, bah! Lemon face, watermelon face, bah! Good job. And then we'll do our tongue twisters just to complete a little bit of the effect. Repeat after me, please. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Very nice. I want to hear the F in of. Ready? The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Good. Let's do red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Unique New York. Unique New York. You know you need unique New York. Thank you. Such fun to do. So let's move on to these games, shall we? The first one is called hello, hi. Hi, my name is Joe. This is one I got from a very good friend of mine. His name is Gunnar, and he used to come back and work with me at the Playhouse Merced from college, and when he did that, he would bring back games on occasion. One of them that he introduced me to is Hi, my name is Joe. And it goes like this. It's just a chant. Ready? Hi, my name is Joe. I have 6 kids. I work in a button factory. One day, the boss came up to me and said, "Hey, Joe." And I said, "Yes." He said, "You busy?" And I said, nuh-uh. He said, how about you try to push the buttons with your elbow? And then you can, instead of snapping, push the button with your elbow. Hi, my name is Joe. I have 6 kids. I work in a button factory. One day, the boss came up to me and said, hey, Joe. And I said, yes. He said, you busy? And I said, nuh-uh. And he said, how about you push the buttons with your left ear? Hi, my name is Joe. I have 6 kids. I work in a button factory. One day, the boss came up to me and said, hey, Joe. And I said, yes. He said, you busy? And I said, nuh-uh. And he said, how about you push the buttons with your, what should we pick? Shoulder. Click. Hi, my name is Joe. I have 6 kids. I work in a button factory. One day, the boss came up to me and said, hey, Joe. And I said, yes. He said, you busy? And I said, nuh-uh. And he says, how about you push the buttons with your, what should we try? Both hands. Hi, my name is Joe. I have 6 kids. I work in a button factory. One day, the boss came up to me and said, hey, Joe. And I said, yes. He said, you busy? And I said, nuh-uh. And he says, how about you push the buttons with nothing at all? So as you can see, you can go through knees, feet, you can go through hips, you can go through your tummy, you can go through your nose, anything that you want to push the buttons with. Going through that means that your brain is thinking about what you're going to be doing next while you're actually performing an action, both physically and vocally, that is always the same. So that is a really fun, good for your brain exercise that we do in theater a lot. Let's move on to something called the Minister's Cat. So the Minister's Cat is a descriptive game, and that means that you are using descriptive adjectives to fill in what the minister's cat is, okay? What kind of cat it is, I should say. The chant that goes with it is, the minister's cat is a blank cat. That's all it is. And normally as we go through this, we go through it alphabetically. If alphabetically is gonna be hard, I say we could just practice our adjectives. Let's start by just practicing adjectives. How would you define a cat? Let's see, what would we say? We could say, the minister's cat is a nice cat. The minister's cat is a pretty cat. The minister's cat is an angry cat. The minister's cat is a fighting cat. The minister's cat is an outdoor cat. The minister's cat is an indoor cat. The minister's cat is a sleepy cat. The minister's cat is a hungry cat. Things like that. As you can see, part of the thing is the chant never stops. It just keeps on going. And that means that we are constantly trying to think of the next thing that is going to describe the cat in question. Now, what makes this both a little easier and a little harder, depending on how you choose to look at it, is to take this alphabetically, like I said before. So instead of just saying any adjective that comes to mind, we would start with A, and then go to B, and then go to C, and then go to D. For example, if we go about this fast, the minister's cat is an angry cat. The minister's cat is a beautiful cat. The minister's cat is a calico cat. The minister's cat is a dreamy cat. The minister's cat is an energetic cat. And so on and so forth through the entire alphabet. This is most fun, as I said earlier, to do with a giant group, but you can absolutely do it on your own. And if that gets too easy to go through the entire alphabet, I would recommend picking a point in the middle, like a Q or an R or a J, and start there. You're actually practicing your knowledge of the alphabet as it exists, as well as continuing to perform the game, which again has a vocal chant as well as a piece that you're thinking about constantly as you move through it. Our next one is something called categories, which is a favorite game amongst my kids, and it involves thinking of things in a category and doing so very quickly with a prescribed rhythm, right? Again, we usually play it in a group. We can do it by ourselves. Let's see. What kind of category do we want to think of right now? We start with categories, such as drinks, coffee, what else? Ooh, soda. It's got to be, oh, simple. Water. What else? Chocolate, milk. And you can keep on going for as long as you would like. The thing about this is that while we may want to rush ahead, we're actually working really hard on keeping that rhythm and only speaking on the snaps. I also really like this game secretly because instead of going all the way to 8 as a normal like dance bar of music would have you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're actually only going through 5, 6, and then starting again. So without meaning to, you're practicing a different counting method, and that is really good for your musical brain too. Let's try a different category. How would we, let's try something simple like colors. Can you do some colors with me? Let's try categories such as colors. Purple. Your turn. Woo. Yellow. Your turn. My turn. Aquamarine. Your turn. How does that feel? I hope that that's a nice, easy thing to do. And if it's not an easy thing to do, my recommendation would be practice, continuing to practice. And now is a great time to do that because there's nobody around to judge you. You're gonna just practice on your own, and then when you come back to a big group, you're gonna be super duper good at it. We're going to go to another game now, which I call Hotspot, or which has been called Hotspot. This is different from some other games that we sometimes play musically. It's not something where we would divide in half, but rather what we would normally do is get a big group together in a circle. Someone would go to the center and they would start singing, right? So when they're singing, obviously they've got words coming out of their mouth, they've got lyrics going, and when one of those words strikes someone around the circle and inspires another song, that person would run to the middle, tap out the person in the middle, and they would start singing the next song. So this is about chain reactions of what words trigger songs and being able to sing them. And it's really fun in a group as everyone starts kind of singing and dancing together and supporting the people in the middle, and then rushing in, of course, to take their turn when the songs occur to them. An example of this real quick would be, let's say if we do baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, rock-a-bye baby on the treetop, when the wind blows the cradle will rock. We will rock you. We will rock you. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. So I'm gonna stop myself there because my point was actually only to go through a couple of songs, but then my brain started firing off songs that dealt with rock and roll, and now I would go to other songs that had to do with party, and then you go to other songs from there, and you just start pinging off. And especially when you are feeling a little bit down, this can be a great way to remind yourself of music that is already in your life that you know, as well as kind of get some inspiration for new songs to listen to. I know I haven't listened to I Wanna Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day in a really long time. I might have to bring that up on a playlist now. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you guys are, when you are staying inside, that you're understanding that there are some downsides to this, obviously, but there's also some really good upsides. Being able to work your brain by yourself is a skill that will never fail you. It is an extremely positive thing, and it can lead to better critical thinking in the long run. It can lead to better improv skills. Improvisation is a big deal, not just in theater, but also in any kind of job situation or sometimes school and testing situations. And it can actually improve your mood. Like I said with that Hotspot game, when you hit on something that actually makes you feel good, singing something that makes you feel good or doing something that makes you feel good can have a really positive effect on the way you see yourself and the way you see the world. And that's something we all need right now. So thank you for joining me on this Theater Thursday. I need only 3 things from you. Are you ready? Stay safe, be happy, and make art. Have a great day, you guys.